Hey everybody, this is Death by D4 and welcome to my guide on how to play the Renegade Fighter subclass in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. There's a lot to go over, so be sure to subscribe and let's dive right on in. When you take this subclass at 3rd level, you get Scoundrel's Wit, which allows you to pick any 2 skill proficiencies of your choice from Deception, Persuasion, and Sleight of Hand. A pretty nice selection if you ask me, but overall, nothing really all to get that excited over. Thankfully, you also get Gunfighter Form at 3rd level, which grants you a customizable firearm that you can use as a weapon. First, you pick the base of your firearms model, and then you pick both a minor and a major upgrade that you can apply to it. With the Pistolier, you gain a single-handed flintlock pistol with a range of 30 feet capable of dealing 1d6 plus your dexterity modifiers worth of piercing damage. This pistol is also compatible with your extra attack feature, allowing you to attack up to 4 times with it at 20th level. With the Sniper, you gain a 2-handed rifle with a range of 120 feet capable of dealing 1d10 plus your dexterity modifiers worth of piercing damage. However, unlike with the Pistolier, your extra attack feature isn't compatible with it. However, your rifle does increase in damage as you level up, dealing 2d10 damage at 5th level, 4d10 damage at 11th level, and a staggering 6d10 at 20th level. Wow! I'm not gonna lie, but I don't really know how comfortable I am with this, especially when Double Barrel exists, which is an upgrade that allows your rifle to shoot twice instead of once. Damn. Well, either way, both of these bases are still really good options for you, so just pick the one that suits your preferred method of combat. Now, as for your firearms upgrades, you gain an additional minor upgrade at 5th level and an additional major upgrade at 10th level. There are a whole lot of upgrades for you to choose from, so I won't go over all of them right now. That said, I will go over a few of them, like Crosshairs, which, so long as you don't move on your turn, allows you to use your bonus action to gain advantage on all of your firearms attack rolls until the end of your next turn. Caliber Net allows you to use your action to fire a net at your target once per short rest, restraining them if they fail a strength saving throw until they succeed on one at the end of their following turns. Barrage allows you to use your action to fire a 15-foot cone in front of you once per short rest, dealing 3d10 plus your dexterity modifiers worth of piercing damage to anyone that fails a dexterity saving throw against it, taking only half damage on a successful save. And Trial by Fire allows you to use your bonus action a number of times equal to your charisma modifier to deal extra fire damage with your attacks equal to half your fighter's level rounded up, recharging after a short rest. Wow, I'm not gonna lie, but the sheer amount of power that you can pack into your firearm with all of these upgrades is kind of absurd. I mean, seriously, take care when you plan out your weapon when you get this, as it's basically the only weapon you're ever gonna need throughout the rest of your adventures. Seriously, it almost feels a little bit too good, but I'm not gonna drone on about that. Either way, this is a ludicrous amount of information for you to get at 3rd level. That said, it's also a very good level for you to get in general, so I wouldn't complain about it too much. At 7th level, you get Cunning Shot, which makes your firearm magical for the purposes of overcoming damage resistances and immunities. Wait, what? Yes, you heard me right. Immunities. Damn, well, now you're just really set up to use this firearm for the rest of your life. Either way, it's definitely a really great feature for you to have, and one that you're probably going to be glad that you have at some point later on. At 10th level, you get Grin and Bear It, which grants you a +1 bonus to your AC and a 10-foot bonus to your movement speed whenever you use your Second Wind feature until the start of your next turn. Definitely a really nice bonus for you to have, that's for sure. That said, it's also a pretty minor one if I'm being perfectly honest. It's still a nice feature to have though, just very tame overall in the grand scheme of everything. At 15th level, you get Right Gun for the Job, which allows you to switch out any of your firearms upgrades whenever you finish a long rest. Anything else? Nope, that's it. Honestly, this is kind of lame, especially for 15th level. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a nice one for you to have, but it feels like it just comes on way too late to be of actually that much use to you. After all, at this point in the game, you'll have already been using a fully upgraded firearm for the last 5 levels, and unless you made a really big mistake upgrading your firearm early on, you're probably just going to stick with whatever you've been using up until that point. Overall, a really convenient feature to have, but not one that really feels like it's worth getting excited over. Finally, at 18th level, you get Light 'em Up, which allows you to use your bonus action to set or throw a small explosive once per short rest. If thrown, the explosive goes off immediately, and, if set, the explosive can be set off remotely using your bonus action while you're within 60 feet of it. When it goes off, the explosion hits all creatures within 15 feet of it, forcing them to succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 12d6 force damage. On a successful save, they take half damage instead. Not only does it deal some pretty significant AoE damage, but the option to either set or throw it allows you to apply it to a variety of different situations. That and the simple fact that this explosive deals force damage shouldn't be understated, as that is the least resisted damage type in all of 5th edition. Overall, this is a really great feature for you to have, and definitely worthy as your capstone feature for this subclass. Alright, so that does it for all the subclass features. Now on to just a few of my own personal recommendations concerning it. First off, you should definitely focus on increasing your dexterity score over your strength, as that's the score that you'll be using all the time when it comes to your firearm. If anything else, you should also try and invest some points into your charisma score, as your charisma modifier is also used for your firearm saving throw and some of your firearms upgrades. Speaking of upgrades, if you plan on being a melee-based Renegade Fighter, then Blade and Black Powder is basically a necessity for you, as it will not only negate the disadvantage of using a firearm while within 5 feet of your target, but it also allows you to use your bonus action to make a melee attack against them as well. Now, as for feats, since your entire build revolves around ranged combat, Sharpshooter is just a great feat for you to take in general, as it will help you negate any cover that your targets might be using, and help boost the power of your ranged attacks quite considerably. That, and if you happen to be an elf or a half-elf, Elven Accuracy could be really good for you as well, as that always pairs extremely nicely with Sharpshooter. That said, if you do decide to go this route, I just recommend also taking Crosshairs as one of your upgrades, as that will then grant you a way of generating advantage on all of your attack rolls during combat. And that's it. That's everything you need to know in order to play as a Renegade Fighter. Personally, I believe that this subclass is almost a bit broken. Seriously, it's just a really strong subclass, so I'm curious what people are going to think about it over time. However, that's just my opinion. So what are your thoughts on the matter? Are you excited to give the Renegade Fighter a try? And, if you have already, what are your experiences with it like? Let me know down in the comments below. If you'd like to support the channel, be sure to give this video a like and consider supporting me over on Patreon. Patreon supporters gain access to my Patreon-only server over on Discord, where you can join in on my games and chat with me and other patrons about anything D&D related. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you haven't, and if you're interested in seeing more videos of mine, here's one right up over here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next video.